All right, one of our friends has a problem, so let's see if we can help her out. She's been with her boyfriend for a year. Asked if he sees her in his future. He said he's not made up his mind and he's not in a... She wants to know, does he really love her? I'm going to take my time with this one. I want you guys to comment down below. The fact that her boyfriend has been with her for over a year and he hasn't made up his mind about the future of them, and he's not even in a rush. So I think she should approach this very carefully. Let's start with, does he love her? Love and commitment are not always the same thing. He could deeply love her. He could be really in love with her, but whether he wants her for the future is two separate things. Loving her today does not guarantee a long-term commitment. Now, listening to his response shows that he has some uncertainty about it. Doesn't mean he doesn't love her. It might have to do with his own personal doubts about long-term relationships, about commitments, and his personal readiness for the future, or even the clarity he needs for his own life. None of that has anything to do with whether he loves her or not. Now, to me, a year is enough time to evaluate whether this person is going to be right for you for the future. If he's still saying he's unsure about the future and that he's not in a rush, that might mean that he is very comfortable. He doesn't want to rock the boat. He likes how things are right now. What this signals to me is that their timelines about the future are misaligned. Now, here's how I think she should interpret this. His actions matter. Does he treat her with respect? Does he treat her with love? Does he treat her with care? Is he consistent in all of those things? To me, those are all good signs, even if he's not totally comfortable with talking about long-term plans. To me, communication is the key. If he's unable or unwilling to talk about the future after a year, it could mean that they have deeper compatibility issues. It could also mean he has a fear of commitment. Maybe he's gammophobic. I had a client like that one time who was seeing a man who was gammophobic. That's fear of commitment. Yes, and it's real. All right, so here's my advice to her. Get clear on your needs. Ask yourself, what do you really want from this relationship? If your desire is for a long-term relationship and this man is determined not to give it to you, you might have to be prepared to walk away. So it's time to have an honest conversation. Gently ask him about his hesitations. Talk to him about what he's feeling. Who knows, it might have nothing to do with you at all. Maybe he's got a family member who it didn't work out for, and he's got that in the back of his mind. Does he really need more time? Or is he really just concerned about their compatibility? Look, get it all out on the table. Respect his honesty. If a man is honest enough to tell you exactly where he is, honor that. Respect it. It's better that he keeps it real rather than to keep you hanging on to false promises. However, once you hear what it is, you have to deal with it. Don't act like you didn't hear what he said. He told you where he stands. Now you have to decide based on his actions. If a man's actions and behavior are consistent with love and care, he just might need more time. If he's consistent with his behavior and investment in you, be careful about throwing this guy away. But if his behavior is lukewarm, inconsistent, and really uncaring, those are most likely his true feelings. Look, ultimately, love is important, but so is clarity and shared goals. If you don't have those shared goals and the way you see the future is not aligned, you may have to make a decision as to whether you want to continue investing in this relationship or not. You might have to take a step back and see if there's someone else who is going in the same direction as you. Now, in the next video, I'll tell you exactly what to say to him when you have that conversation. Here's what you say. You start with feelings. All right, so here's how you get into it, and you start with feelings. Start with talking about how you feel in this relationship, and do it without blaming him or pressuring him. This will keep the conversation flowing and keep him from getting defensive. Tell him, I've really enjoyed the time that we've spent together. I really care about what we have and what we're building. I've been thinking about where we're headed, and I wanted to talk to you about it because it's important to me. You're going to ask him an open-ended question. Now you have to frame it in a way that invites honesty, so this doesn't turn into a fight. I know I asked you earlier about how you see me in the future, and you said you were unsure, nor were you in a rush. I would love to understand more about how you feel about us and what's on your mind when it comes to us and the future. Then you shut up. Don't say anything. You listen to him and don't interrupt him. Give him the space to share his thoughts fully. He might just reveal his concerns, his hesitations, or even his long-term goals. Just listen. This is your opportunity to hear exactly where he's coming from. When he's all done, then begin to share your needs. After hearing him out, then begin to share what it is you need from a relationship. Do it in a way that's clear, but not demanding. You could say something like, I really value what we have, and I'm at the point where I want to be with someone who is ready to build something together. I want something long-term. I understand, and it's okay to take your time, but I want to make sure that we're on the same page while you're taking your time, and we're headed in the same direction. So now we got to get to next steps. So you end the conversation getting an understanding of, is he working on whatever he's concerned about, or is he just not ready? By the end of this conversation, you should have your answer. Now you have to be prepared for this answer. If he says he needs more time, fine. Ask him to tell you what that looks like and what steps will he be taking while he's letting this time go by. Personally, as your coach, I've seen men do this, and they're actually waiting for their ex-girlfriend to get available, and they'll leave you high and dry. So you have to get clear on these sort of things. If he is stuck on being unsure about you and the relationship, that is your sign to reassess this whole situation and make a choice that's best for you. Everybody drop your comments down below. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Hit follow for more. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. You can find me on YouTube at the same name. Oh, and keep those questions coming. We're going to go a lot deeper this year. Peace.